So, hello everyone, and welcome to a little bit of a more relaxing series. I'm Razielim, aka Soulreaver, and this is Let's Play Offspring Fling. Offspring Fling, as you can see, is a retro-style game. It was recently added to the Humble Indie Bundle 7, which is no longer available if you're watching this. And I guess we're just gonna jump right in, and then you're gonna be able to see what kind of game this is. So we got a bit of story going on. You have the main character, the mama, and we have scary monster that takes the babies away, and of course you're gonna have to go after him and take back your offsprings. And you don't just take them back, you fling them, because this is Offspring Fling. And it starts off rather basic, as pretty much any game you would expect. And just teaches you the basics a little bit. You can run around, jump and stuff. Pretty basic 2D jump and run controls. But here you have your offspring, and what you do is you pick them up, and you can also throw them, which you're gonna see in the next level. But basically, what you do with the offspring is you try and get them to the goal, together with you, of course. So basically, the goal is get all the offspring to the finish, and then get yourself to the finish as well. Or just all at the same time, why not? Something you should also note is if you're carrying offspring, you can't actually jump as high as before, and the more offspring you carry, the smaller your jump is gonna be. Now, probably the most important part about this game is flinging your offspring, of course. That's wouldn't be called Offspring Fling. And you do this most of the time to get them out of the way, out of the harm's way. You try and put them into places where you wouldn't be able to reach otherwise. Or you just try and be a little bit faster than usual. Now, if I pick up this offspring, for example, you can see I cannot reach up there, so we're gonna have to go over here, throw it over, and then grab the other offspring and get it over as well. There's not really any sort of stuff like fall damage or something, so you can just go crazy and throw them around and stuff. They won't lose height, they will always be going on a horizontal line, no matter how far you throw them. For example, I'm going to throw him from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen, and he's not losing any height in the entirety of that. You can also throw them mid-air, and you'll actually sort of like stop mid-air to throw them. So you can really like try and time when you throw them. But of course, just throwing your offspring to the end of the stage is a bit boring. So we had stuff like switches and stuff. So switches, you can activate them, and your offspring can activate them. But for now, whoops, it's just us activating it, but probably we'll soon get levels where you also have to put offspring on the switch. Right here we have two buttons. I think this is where we have to put an offspring on the fridge. Not fridge, switch. Can't make that. So what we're gonna have to do is, we're gonna have to press the button first, and then we're gonna throw an offspring over. And we can't actually throw it on the top there because we bump our head. And when we bump our head, you can see we can't actually get all the way up there, which means even on our highest point, we can't actually throw the offspring through that hole, so we have to throw it through the bottom hole. And we can also press this button over here. Now, I didn't even need to throw the offspring through there, but something you would have noticed is if I throw it through the bottom here, it just bumps the button. But if actually we were to throw it on the top of through the top of that, we actually land on the button and press the button down. But because that doesn't work, we have to actually go over there and throw it over there. Also, something else you have to notice is since we bump our head up here, we cannot only just throw the offspring to the right. We can also not throw it to the left as well. So in order to get the offspring back over there, you're gonna have to stand up here and then throw them. Because we have some more height over here, so we can throw it over. Of course we can get multiple at once, but as I said earlier, your jump height is gonna decrease, so you're not gonna be able to jump as high anymore. For example, with one I can't make this jump, with two I can't make this jump. So, but if I lay both of them down, no sweat. So, I got some buttons over here. Let me see if I get this right. Yeah, this should be right. Throw them like that. I could just jump this, but I'm just gonna throw them over. Something else to notice is it's not that important right now. It's actually only important in like 2 or 3 levels in the entire game. But for once, you can throw Offspring directly into the finish. The one actually goes behind it into the wall. And for something else is on each tile there can only be 1 Offspring. And if more Offspring land on that tile, they push each other off until there's only 2 of the Offspring on there. Now let's see. Something which I'm doing right now, which you're not supposed to be able to know right now, is you can actually put Offspring down without throwing them. Just something you will be learning in a little bit, I think. Now I'm gonna have to throw this one over. This one will activate the button, so I cannot throw this one over. Sad. But I can just get over there, take the Offspring off, and press the button again. No sweat. Also, something else to notice is, you might be wondering myself, well, what happens if I'm standing on a block that is currently inactive, and then I press a button and the block becomes active? Well, the block will stay inactive. You'll not get pushed out or die or something. You'll actually break the block. Not forever, of course. Now something else to note in here is, first off, you can die, and also your Offspring can die. And if any of that happens, like either you die or any of your Offspring happen to die, the level will be over and you'll have to redo it. So of course you want to keep everyone alive. Something right here. If I were to throw it over there, it's gonna bump the wall and then die, which I don't want. We can just do that. I can't jump that high, so I have to jump from over here. There you go. I guess that's it so far for the first bit of the tutorial. Here's where you learn how to drop babies, but I think that's pretty much probably like the rest of the tutorial. I don't think there's a whole lot more you learn. It just adds a few more elements to the game later on, like some enemies that try and kill you, and stuff like that. And I guess it's pretty much self-explanatory when it introduces new elements, because like any good game, any good puzzle game, when they introduce new elements, they basically give you like a level first where they show you, well, this is what the element does and it's how you use it, and then from there on you could just use it rather confidently. And usually there's some more stuff which like where you have to think a bit around the corner with the new learned ability, or the new how would I say, the new element. But that's usually the puzzle part, where you have to come up with new stuff using elements and skills you've learned before. And so that's where you were being told that, like I said earlier, if a block is inactive, something stands on it, and then it becomes active, it will stay inactive, so you can use that for, like, as the game says, like, hold the door open. Some more pretty self-explanatory stages over here. Now 4 Offspring. You can see we can hardly jump anymore, but it's still enough to at least get over 1 block. Hold it down. There's also switches like that if they are released, they actually like reverse, so you have to like you can't just push them and go away. You actually have something to weigh it down, like an Offspring, for example. As you can also see, something I'm going to show you later on, after this level, hopefully. Let's do this one. Oh god. That was the first death. It's not going to be the only death. There's plenty of stages in this game where you die. Oh, it's not one of these switches. I thought it was one of these switches, like, earlier, where if you go off, they reset. But I guess it's not. So we just do this, and we're done. And there we go. As you can see, I got a blue flower. And I'm gonna go back to level select, and I'm gonna show you something. Yeah, whatever, blah, basically what tells you stuff. Basically, depending on what time you have in each level, you get a flower. And the better your flower, and you need, what am I saying? You need flowers, you need flowers to unlock levels, as you can see down there. For example, for this level I would need 19 flowers, now I have 17. If you just beat the level, you get the blue flower. If you get the speedrun time, you get 1 gold flower on top of that. So you have, for example, in this level I have 2 flowers. Each other one I have 1 flower. And there's also a 3rd flower, which is the developer time flower. So if you actually happen to beat the developer with your time, you'll actually get a special flower for that as well. Got some bit of lag there. And for example, right now I got the gold flower and it shows us death time is 8:51. So if I wanted to get that, I would have to be faster than 8:51. I have played, I should have mentioned that earlier, I have played through the entire game before. And I got death time only once, and that was the final boss, and like the third or fourth try. It was the first time I beat it anyway, and I already got the death time. I guess the boss fight itself is not... there's nothing a whole lot you can do to speed up the boss fight. You're gonna see it. Oh, I thought I would activate those. You're gonna see what's up with the boss fight later on. The boss fight is the final level of the game. Because you have to end on a bang or something like that, right? There you go. So from now on, it's basically just first bit of the game where it's like you have these very simple mechanics with just picking up Offspring and have buttons to push down and basic obstacles like water that kills you. I guess these beginning levels are sort of like to make sure you understand everything in the game and how it works, so that in the later levels, when they add more complex elements, you'll be able to use all your skills to be able to get around these new obstacles. Also, you have to throw both at the same time through the skate up there onto the switch, which I did earlier. Because after the first Offspring lands on the switch, those blocks where I'm standing above right now, they will activate and then nothing else can get through, so you have to throw both at the same time or just hammering the button.